This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. Helping you find emotional, spiritual, and physical balance. What does your future hold? It's time to find out with Psychic Suzanna.
This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB, and you're right where you need to be. You can find us here every Sunday at 7:30. You can always find us at PsychicSusanna.com or KFAB.com, and you'll be able to catch all the latest shows we've done. You get to ask a free question at Psychic Suzanna. You get my schedule. Please join us on Facebook as Life with Psychic Suzanna or Suzanna Stickney on Facebook and Twitter. We like to keep you up to date to what we're working on, what we're doing. And each day I'd like to tell you what I'm working on and how I'm trying to be better. And last week I worked on forgiveness, learning to forgive a little bit better than I did before. And this week, who knows what I'll be looking on. That's why you join me on Facebook and Twitter at Suzanna Stickney. You know, this show is centered around you and helping you to get better and handle life's changes all the time. And my heavens, aren't there changes? Changes are constant, and when you think they aren't, that's when the problems come. We have a lot of new things here at the station, very exciting things. We're going to give you a little later some insight on Crash Davis. He's our new afternoon guy, pretty interesting guy. Wait till you hear what he has coming on. And then we were also going to tell you a little bit about our own Gary Saddlemeyer. So, a little insight on the people. This is the only station you need to listen to for news, weather, and great characters. And we'll be talking about them later. Right now, though, we're going to go to someone we've interviewed before. He has written a new book. The book is called The Seeker, The Search, and the Sacred. And one of the quotes I want to start you off with. And welcome to the show, Guy Finley.
Thank you, Suzanna. I'm glad to be with you again.
All right, here's my favorite quote that I've found out, and I'd like to hear your feedback on it.
Sure.
It says, every truth ever discovered, each new light that will ever burn bright already exists in our consciousness.
Yes.
Hidden in this truth is our great promise, both as individuals and a race of beings. So every thought, every new thought, everything is hidden in our consciousness. Explain that to me, if you could.
Well, it's actually, it's right in front of us. It's just sometimes some of these bigger truths that are so important to our happiness and our well-being are obscured by a mind that's kind of captured with a lot of daily small things. But here's the gist of it, Suzanna.
Mm-hmm.
You consider any of the greats, and we've all known or read of the Einsteins, the Schweitzers, the Curies, the Wright brothers, so forth and so on, Stephen Jobs, any individual, and key to the book, in time, meaning from 5,000 years ago, King Solomon, all the way to modern day. When we look at these individuals and we see what they have contributed to our well-being as individuals and as a race, we see that these men and women, with their attention, gave to what they loved their energy. And in exchange for what they gave to what they loved, what they studied, what they wanted to know, gradually there came into their minds a new understanding. The theory of relativity, the principle of flight. You fill in the blanks. Mm-hmm. The key is that when these people found these great truths, these great principles, love thine enemy. Like I said, doesn't matter who we're talking about. What we're talking about is the fact that where they found these principles was in their own consciousness, in their own hearts and minds, in their celestial life, if you want. And that every one of these people, throughout time, has been the instrument of this knowledge that then they brought into our world. And Suzanna, we are the same. There is not this great man, this great woman scattered throughout time that is somehow privileged to this timeless body of wisdom, of knowledge. We, in each and every one of us, are an inlet into that spirit. But we've forgotten this, and we've forgotten how we come about into that relationship where we realize this broader reality.
So this is almost like the hundredth monkey story, isn't it?
Well, not quite, because
Okay.
the 100th monkey talks about how one person finds something,
Mm-hmm.
and then down the line, an island away or a continent away, the same principle will gradually emerge. What I'm saying is really deeper than the 100th monkey. I'm saying that within each and every... Look, Suzanna, I know you have heard in your lifetime, studied, maybe even written. You've come upon some great truths, have you not?
Oh, yes.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
listeners, I know that you've had epiphanies. Isn't it true that in the moment where suddenly you have this insight or this epiphany, it's not like you just created that understanding. You realized it was in you all along.
And you touched it.
And that's right. And more accurately, it touched you. Or there was a communion.
Oh, I understand what you mean. So we were at the point where it could open to us. Is that what
Yes.
you're... Okay.
And the fact that it could open to us and we to it, to that spirit, to that living word, whatever word one wants, means it was always there. And my book, my new book, The Seeker, The Search, The Sacred, literally proves to the reader through the presentation of these chronological quotations from the great masters and saints that every last one of us lives in an interior world as well as an exterior one, and that interior world is where these beautiful, profound truths about love and compassion, true action, live. And we can have access to them because we already are their embodiment.
So what you're saying, though, is that we have to find the way to open to that inner seeker within us. Is that what you're saying? That it's already
yes,
there?
Yes.
The knowledge is already there, but we're not open to it.
That's it, Susanna. This beautiful spirit, this beautiful body of wisdom has existed since, well, it's God's wisdom. It's the wisdom of truth. Call it what word one wants. The key here, and of course to my book, is that we have forgotten that we are this ocean, that we are this inlet into this divine intelligence. And the book helps the reader remember this by first explaining everything we're talking about in great detail in the stories, and then giving them, divided into three sections, the seeker, the search, and the sacred. For example, all of us know what I call divine dissatisfaction, but we don't recognize it as being divine. Because
Wait a minute. Divine dissatisfaction.
Yes.
Tell me what that is.
Have you not, Suzanne, again, as an advocate for the listeners, how many of us go through life and we think that we find something, a new man, a new woman, a new job, a new study of some kind, and for a short period of time, we're as happy as we can be.
Mm-hmm.
But it isn't very long before we realize that this that we found ourselves in temporarily is just that. And now there's a sense of incompleteness, a sense of emptiness again, and we start the search all over. Is that not true?
But that comes from the searcher's eyes, correct?
Well, that longing inside of us that I call the divine dissatisfaction is this longing that all of us have to know the depth and breadth of our own greatest possibilities as given to us by the divine. And so we are born seekers. We're born to seek, literally.
But don't a lot of us seek with our eyes closed?
Well, therein is the rub. We most of us, because of the world that we're born into and the things that we are told by our culture to seek. And these things that we seek turn out to be nothing but substitutes and bad ones. But here's the key.
Okay.
we find out that they're substitutes and bad ones because they haven't the power to bring us to the realization that who and what we are is already whole and divine.
Okay, we're going to take a little break. Now, we're already whole and divine. I question that because I come from a place of being a mortal. And as my mortal, I see so many imperfections.
Yes, of course.
And let's talk about those imperfections and help me to see beyond the imperfections. Help me to open my eyes and be the seeker that will understand this. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. Stay tuned. We're going to open our eyes together and see the world anew. Yes, you are exactly where you need to be. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. Please always find us at psychicsusanna.com, where you get a free question, you get the schedule, you get to know what's happening. KFAB.com is the station you need to listen to for anything you need to know. We cover it right here. This show, Life with Psychic Suzanna, is on Facebook, Susanna Stickney on Twitter and Facebook. But this show is centered around you and finding answers to the questions and trying to open up ourselves to a little bit more in life than we thought we could have had. And right now I have on with us Guy Finley. He wrote the book, The Seeker, The Search, and the Sacred. By the way, Guy, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
One of the things I love about this book is how you can open it to any page.
Yes.
And there's a quote, and you can sit with the quote. You can think about the quote. Later I want to tell you about one of the quotes I opened to because it sort of had me a little stumped, and I kept sitting with it, and I got clarity. But we were talking before the break about being the seeker.
Yes.
And how do we as a mortal not seek the wrong things or seek unhealthy, or tell us how to open our eyes to what is best for us.
One of the greatest secrets, I think, in the world is that every moment that presents itself to us as being greater than we are, so that we run into a sense of limitation, or as you said, some of this human weakness comes out and we find ourselves doing things we know we ought not do. It's when we meet these limitations consciously, directly, that we discover that the limitation, the weakness in ourselves as a being, is not a punishment, Susanna. It's an invitation.
An invitation?
An invitation to discover that what we have just run into, that moment that seems to be too great to us, it isn't anything other than an opportunity to recognize that who and what we really are can never be inadequate.
Wow. Wow. Repeat that. Let me see. The things that come to us in life,
yes,
that we struggle with,
yes,
is our invitation,
yes,
to rise above it?
Yes, to discover that who and what we are, we did the very best we could do up until that point in time where we ran into that seeming wall or that seeming weakness.
Mm-hmm.
But when we run into these things, if we will remain awake and aware of the fact that I am right now at the end of what I know to do, of all that I think is the best, and I don't try to save myself from the situation, in that same moment I discover that I am created to change, that I'm literally created to discover within myself, we talked about it at the top of the show, this new knowledge that just waits there for me to be in the right place where it can touch me with a new instruction, a new inspiration, a new motivation.
So that knowledge of what to do at all times, and they always say you're never given a problem you can't handle. But you're
Yes.
telling us that deep within us are the answers.
Absolutely. There's a quotation from this book. Listen to it, because it goes directly to what we just spoke of. It was written by an unknown Confederate soldier.
Oh, that's the one I had a little struggle with.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're going to talk about that. You brought it up, boss.
All right.
So you read it. We're going to talk about it.
This is so beautiful. It's called A Creed for Those Who Have Suffered. I asked God for strength that I might achieve. I was made weak that I might learn humbly to obey. I asked for health that I might have an infirmity that I might do better things. I asked for riches that I might be happy. I was given poverty that I might be wise. I asked for power that I might have the praise of men. I was given weakness that I might feel the need of God. I asked for all things that I might enjoy life. I was given life that I might enjoy all things. I got nothing that I asked for, but everything I hoped for. Almost despite myself, my unspoken prayers were answered. I am among all men most richly blessed.
Yeah. See, that one caught me too. And here's my question with it.
Yes.
When I pray for peace, that's what I pray for any situation that happens in my life. I ask that peace reign in that place.
Yes.
Family going through stress, anything, peace. Let there be peace for them.
Right.
But this talks about the struggle. And I have given, I believe I've given up the need to struggle. This almost made me feel like I should be struggling. Does that sound crazy?
But well, see now, Susanna, why would you, and properly so, let's say Suzanna has learned that the most important thing in any given moment, if she really wants to learn the lesson in the moment, is that she mustn't resist.
That's it. I don't.
Because resistance, you can't learn and resist at the same time. So
Amen.
Suzanna has learned to let go and let God. Let's use those words.
Right. That's exactly right.
But when she first began to realize the need for that, it wasn't because she already understood the importance and the beauty of communing with higher consciousness. There was a part of Suzanna that was so used to struggling and fighting, trying to control, that she had to struggle to understand this new relationship and to actually achieve letting go.
So you're basically saying that the struggle is part of our learning.
Yes.
And then we get to a point where we become the search for the sacred. And once we hit the sacred, we can be free of the struggle? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, little by little. Because see what this Confederate soldier was saying is that I thought I knew what was good and true and best for me.
Right.
But there was a bigger story, that I'm not just a creator, I am a living creation. And my creator wanted me to discover the transcendent characters and qualities that are not just true but timeless, because resting in those things within myself, I am given, as it says in the Scripture, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all else is given to you.
Amen. You're talking my language, and I guess we have to take another break.
Okay.
Can you hold on, Guy? That was a beautiful. But that's where I am. I believe,
yes,
I surrender.
I know that's in your heart.
That's
what this book helps the reader discover, that all of this in truth is already done. We must simply now do our part to realize our role in this greater story.
Okay. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. We're talking to Guy Finley. He's the author of 40 books. But we're talking about the book, The Seeker, The Search, The Sacred. We will be right back with him. Please stay tuned. This is where you need to be, right here on 1110 KFAB.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
Yes, you're right where you need to be. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. Please always find us at PsychicSusanna.com, KFAB.com. The show is centered around you and your life, getting you the information you need. We are talking right now to Guy Finley. Time has gone so fast, Guy. Guy is the author of The Seeker, The Search and the Sacred, which is a great book that I recommend. It's The Journey to the Greatness Within. Guy, we've got about 2 minutes. Can you, first of all, tell me how you wrote the book, how you started writing the book, and then tell us how we can find out more about you and the book.
Really, for me, I actually started writing this book 30 years ago, Suzanna.
Wow, yeah.
It was at that point that I realized that there's a universality to these great truths that we're talking about, and that the heart of it is that in each and every one of us is a compelling need to fulfill the purpose we're created for. So when we understand this story, and then we see that everyone else has the same story, a new compassion is born. And that's why I want to urge the listeners, please visit onejourney.net, ONEJOURNEY, onejourney.net. There's a beautiful 3.5-minute video montage right on the homepage, Suzanna, and it tells the whole story of this book. You can download an abridged version for free to get a taste of the material, and you can participate in this book by contributing your own favorite quotation to a perennial living book. OneJourney.net, and for me, if you want to find out, it's GuyFinley.org.
By the way, the GuyFinley.org has oodles of knowledge that is attainable, videos that are able to be watched.
All free, yes, Suzanna.
All free. And you know what is so perfect about this? Because when times are tight, sometimes we just need to look for information, and you willingly have given us a boatload of information at GuyFinley.org. I suggest everyone go check it out. Also, OneJourney.net. Again, this book would be a great Christmas gift. I must tell you, usually I let people share the books and read the books. This is not one I'm sharing with anyone, Guy. I'm sorry. I'm keeping
Bless
this.
you.
In.
No, it is. It's the perfect holiday gift because it will keep giving for the rest of the individual's life, and it will change the people that read it, and they will help and love others.
Okay. And it's all about what we do for each other and what we do for each else. Thank you very much, Guy Finley, for being on the show with us. And I will have you back because we want to talk about so many of your other books, like The Secret of Letting Go, and so many other things that we need to learn to get on this path of life that we are on to make it easier for us. Once again, Guy at onejourney.net and GuyFinley.org. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much, Susanna. Be well, and I'll talk to you again.
Okay, God bless.
Bye-bye.
We'll be coming back with your calls. The numbers will be 1-800-543-1000, 482-558-1110. After when we go away, we're also going to be talking, you're going to hear some insight about Gary Saddlemeyer, our morning guy. I took him in the studio and asked him to tell us a little bit about him, some secrets that you may not know, so you'll have some insight on Gary. And then, before Crash was on KFAB, I talked to him. He was a cool guy running around in the halls. We're going to let you hear about Crash. And one of the questions I ask people is, who would you want to be at your dinner table if you could have anybody you could have? Who would you want to have at your dinner table? You'll hear what Crash said. Pretty interesting thing. So you stay tuned. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. We're coming back. You stay with us. And James, we're coming to you online. You're on our 800 line. We'll be talking to you next on Life with Psychic Suzanna. 1110 KFAB. Yes, this is Life with Psychic Suzanna, and yes, you are on the right place. This is where we meet every Sunday night at 7:30. This is KFAB. You can always find us at PsychicSusanna.com. You get my schedule. You get a free question. And you can go to KFAB.com. All the shows you've heard tonight and all the previous nights are online shows that will help you cope with someone who's an alcoholic over the holidays, shows that will help you handle someone who might be in passing. But we're here. We've got the answers. We're looking for the answers for you. Please join us on Facebook at Life with Psychic Suzanna. If you have a question, if you have anything you want to talk about, join me at Susanna Stickney on Facebook and Susanna Stickney on Twitter, and we'll send me a question. We'll look up for a book to help you to answer the questions. It's amazing what you can find in books anymore. Next week, we have Karen D. Good, and she is a Grammy winner, actually. She wrote a song that she wrote as her parents, her mother was dying. It was called How Can I Help You Say Goodbye? That is her Grammy-nominated one. And she learned to do that one as she was going through drama in her life, also on Angel's Wings. We'll be talking to her about her life lessons and what she's learned in life that can help us understand our life. We're going to go to the phones in just a few minutes. I want to let you know that I went to the Crystal Forge that is in the Hot Shops. How cool is that place? They have seats where you can watch them do wear pottery. It's really, really cool. But also today, I want to let you know I went to Flying West. Why did I go to Flying West, Jim?
Did you like that? Why did you go? You wanted some good entertainment, I guess,
I wanted good entertainment.
Good live theater.
It's at the Playhouse.
Okay.
And who do you know in Flying West?
I know Chad Cunningham, a young guy.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I was going to go up to him and say, I know you're your family member, but he was a bad boy in that movie.
He was effective, huh? Effectively bad?
Effectively bad. He played his part well. The acting was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And so I suggest it's only going to be open a little bit longer. It's called The Flying West. Actually, it's a true story.
Down Kansas way, huh?
A true story where land was given and these 4 courageous black women took on it. It's a very good story.
I hear. Good reviews.
Even with your cousin not being, he was a very good bad boy.
Yeah.
Very good bad boy.
That.
Very good looking. Where did he get that? Not from you.
Well,
no, I didn't want to say it like that, but
well, yeah. Thanks a lot. I control the mic switch here.
All right. Does he look like his father or his mother?
He's just got it all,
Wow, because he was tall.
Oh yeah.
Of course, you're tall. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was trying to see the family resemblance. I was working on it. Okay. But then it got bad, and I had to stop looking. Yeah. You had an interesting weekend. We're, by the way, going to take your calls. The number is 1-800-543-1110 or 402-558-1110. And it's all about history. This play at the Community Playhouse, Flying West, is about history. Mm-hmm. But you were on the History Channel this week. Is that right?
Well, I wasn't on. I was spending a lot of time watching it. Uh-huh. I had the week off from work.
Okay, so tell me what you felt that you saw that inspired. Isn't the History Channel phenomenal?
I usually don't make a habit of watching it. I'm a history guy. I like old movies, so I watch Turner Classic. But this caught my attention because just last Sunday, I had some friends downsizing and going from a big house to a smaller house, and they had a lot of stuff they had to get rid of, and I saw this book on Vietnam. I was fascinated. I go, I should know more about Vietnam. Right. I was too young to be a part of that, but I said, I need to, get this history here. But then, a day or so later, I looked at they have a special on the History Channel, and it was very interesting to find all the history behind that, the beginning, the middle part, how it ended, how it is now. Yeah. It was fascinating. 6 hours. I'm just riveting. I had to watch that and then look at my big book and the maps and stuff. I want to be familiar.
Isn't that great? But isn't it great? When we look at our history, we don't have to make the same mistakes. I mean, that's why history is good. Mm-hmm. It teaches us what not to do and what to do. Oh, yeah. I love the History Channel. I love the old stories that explain in the Flying West play was just
Yeah.
something wonderful. Just it reminds us that we all have courage.
Oh, yeah. And then to get back to the Vietnam thing, and then Friday I'm at Walmart, and I see a guy in front of me. This is that psychic stuff. It's like, how could this be? But here he had the hat on, the Vietnam War vet, and the shirt, the big size of the country. And I go, I'm looking at that, and I had to stop and, thank him for his courage and, supporting our country, that we can all be free. And he was just a wonderful guy.
Well,
but, I don't know, sometimes they all want to talk about, how open they're trying to come to grips with it.
Well, and especially of how we didn't embrace them coming back, and they were trying to save us. And World War II, we had the military thing, and by the way, the Marines are now 200 years old or 200 and something. My husband took down there a fifth of whiskey and a pizza to the Marine headquarters, just to celebrate. Once a Marine, always a Marine, hoo-ha.
Yes.
But anyway,
cool.
On the Family Day, the Armistice Day, a lot of shows were talking about World War I veterans. And very, very exciting.
World War I veterans?
No, World War II. All right.
Okay, but don't forget World War I. If people out there listening want to actually see a wonderful museum, there's one in Kansas City that just will blow your socks off on World War I.
I will check that out.
Very fascinating, yeah.
And in Benson, they have a war museum, too, that is just Branson.
Oh, okay.
Phenomenal. Just, our history is we are a great country. And sometimes we forget to remember it. And all those who helped us become great. How wonderful.
Very important.
All right, we're going to go to the phones. Let's give them the numbers, Jim.
1-800-543-1110. That's for our toll-free folks out there. And locally, 402-558-1110.
Okay, and we're going to James. Hello, James.
Hi.
James, you're calling on our 800 line. Where are you?
Outside of Bellevue.
Good. Where'd you come from?
I'm coming from the north part of the state. So.
Okay. What part of the state? Come on, give us a history lesson.
I'm from that way too, James. I want to hear this.
I'm going through Bellevue, so I was going through Blair. It's coming down from Sioux City.
Oh, I love that town. That's my home base there. James, first of all, I've got to tell you, are you aware that you spend too much time by yourself?
I don't know, I guess.
Do you communicate well? James, you're married, aren't you?
No, I'm divorced.
Okay. How long have you been divorced?
About 3 years.
Okay. Did you feel that you and her weren't connected much?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So you spend too much time within your own mind, not in your body, okay? So I'm going to suggest, James, one of the things you need to do is bring it down here into the physical. You do about 80% of your life between your ears. And I need you to get it more like 50-50, a little bit of ears, a little bit of body, and start working on that a little bit more. Because you're a daydreamer, you think too much, and you don't live enough. And I've got to tell you, you do know your next wife, but you haven't been close with her yet, okay? But she is around and waiting for you to say hi. So let's get down into the world and work on communication, because that's what you do when you're above the ground. You communicate, okay?
Yeah.
And you're just horrible at it. Now, I do want you to know you're highly respected at work and that your job is stable.
Okay.
Okay? However, there is going to be a job change around April and May of next year.
For the better or the worse?
Better. Okay? Also, I want you to know, does your back cause you problems?
Not a lot, no.
But how about if I just said, James, I feel like at times you carry the weight of the world? How would you feel? So my back would kill me too, honey. Here's the problem. We've got to communicate better, okay? We've got to communicate better. And when you carry the weight of the world, that's because you're not communicating. So that seems to be a big thing for you, James. I want you to get on top of it. Also, are you sitting down?
Yes.
You're going to raise another family.
Really?
Take your vitamins. Actually, there is a girl that is already born that is destined to look to you as a father figure, and she will be a great blessing in your life. Okay?
Okay.
I also want you to know you're going to live and love in a wooded area. Oh, yeah. Don't argue. I'm liking that. Okay? All right?
All right, thanks.
Do you have a question, James?
I guess, yeah, I work 2 different jobs. I had to take a full-time job just to pay the bills, but it's not really what I want to do with my life. I've been having a hard time finding full-time work in the field I want to be in. And so I guess,
what is the field you want to be in, James?
I'm a professor of English part-time, but it's almost impossible to find full-time work that pays any money.
Okay. Have you thought about doing in a trade school and things, and English is a second language?
Yeah, as ESL, well, yeah, perhaps.
Well, that's having a bigger call. I do have you teaching again.
Okay.
Okay? But here's the thing. It's not how much money you make, James. It's how you spend it, honey.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
And nobody on their deathbed says, gee, I wish I had 10 more bucks. It's not about money, James. It's about moments. Okay?
Okay.
You get back, and if nothing else, I want you to start volunteering doing that. And then we'll work into something, all right? You have a lot more ability than what you're using. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is Life with Psychic Suzanna. We're going to take a little break. I got the break signal from Jim. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned. This is the only place you need to be on Sunday evenings. This show is the show that'll take you into the future with more knowledge. Okay. You are right where you want to be. Let's talk to Gary. Welcome to Life with Psychic Suzanna. This is at 1110 KFAB, and I have someone in the studio that, is pretty much hard to trail him down and tie him down to get him in the studio, but I thought we should get him in here so you could find out a little bit about Gary Saddlemeyer's soul. Welcome, Gary. Thank you.
Hi, Suzanna. Thank you.
Thank you for having
soul.
me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we want to get there a little bit. You're on the morning. What's
am.
your time is again?
5:30 to 9, Monday through Friday.
Every morning you're on the air. And I don't think people really get to know who Gary Saddlemeyer is. So let's start it off this way.
You don't think after 30 years I got a pretty good idea?
Well, we have listeners every other minute.
Yeah,
New
that's
listeners
true.
every day. New listeners. Yep. So do they know example? What kind of books do you like to read? Do you read?
I read voraciously.
Voraciously?
Yes. Yeah, and I'm always frustrated because there's never enough time.
Uh-huh.
Books specifically, I love biographies, history, novels that have to do with the genre now that I really love is, I don't know if you'd call it espionage, but anti-terrorism, international intrigue, that kind of thing. Yeah. You ever read Vince Flynn?
No.
He's great.
Really, Vince Flynn? And is that what you're reading right now?
I'm reading one of his right now, yeah.
So are you one of those who likes to watch the show with the guy who runs...
24 is the only... well, no, it's one of 2 network shows.
Yeah?
Other than news shows that I actually watch.
24?
Yeah.
I tried to watch that the first show. He cut off somebody's finger, and I just, I went away from it.
Beauty.
So there's a...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of side of you I hadn't known, because I think of you as a very peaceful man as you walk around these studios.
Well, I think I am, yeah.
Yeah. So you like 24.
I love 24.
Wow.
And this is going to be the last season, by the way.
No.
That's what I'm told, yeah.
Oh, that's just not right.
I know.
That's just
now
not
what
right.
am I going to do?
I don't know. know.
Well, they don't make cowboy shows anymore.
Well,
I loved westerns. And
the Cowboys channel, though, is on full time.
I'll have to find it.
Yeah, 24/7. You can. I watched John Wayne the other night. There's nothing wrong with
He's
John
the
Wayne.
best.
I'm thinking he was very good, very good. Yeah. So you like to read suspenseful novels and things. Do you? How do you play? What's your favorite way to play?
Golf.
Golf?
We're about at the end of that now for
Yeah.
another season.
Do you like indoor golf?
Nah, not really.
Do you like putt-putt?
It's okay.
Okay.
Go out with the family once in a while and do that, sure.
But you're a golfer. I got
Well,
to say
I don't know if I'm saying I'm a golfer. but I love to play.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why do you like to play golf?
I don't know. It's just, what's not to love about a golf course? It's beautiful. Surroundings are beautiful. They're outdoors. A lot of fun with friends, and it's a maddening game, and you're always trying to see if you can, master it. Wouldn't be the word in my case, but get a little better now.
Master's a hefty
it's just a lot of fun. I don't know. I'm not a very complicated guy. I don't know why I like it. I just like it.
I must tell you that in my home, my husband is a huge golfer, and in my home, there is a sign that faces right across from the TV, and it says, "Golf is played on a 5.5-inch course." The space between your ears.
Exactly right.
Yeah, and you look at that golf ball, and it's right by the hole, and you think, 5.5-inch course between the ears. I think I like golf, is because it's the challenge. The challenge of you're aiming for something you can't see. Mm-hmm. And in life, I think we're always aiming for something. We really don't know what it is.
Yeah. Well, the appeal of individual sports like golf and bowling, for example, to me, is that you're challenging yourself. You're basically playing against the golf course or the lane conditions or whatever it is, and I love competitive team sports too. I played when I was a kid, but I don't know. Golf is just golf has it all. Well, football, basketball, and baseball when I was in high school.
You played football.
Mm-hmm. And a little bit of football in college.
You're just spoiling my whole thoughts.
Really? What did you think?
Very peaceful.
You think I was
guy.
a granola cruncher? What did you think?
I thought, you're like the wise man, the shaman that walks the hall, and I think of you a little bit like Dick Tracy.
Really?
Yeah.
Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy. You remind me of Dick Tracy. I don't want
Talk
you
into my watch, Suzanna.
Yeah, I don't want you to wear a yellow coat, but I would call you a Dick Tracy because I think you're always seeing things. And you may not tell us what you're seeing until you're darn well ready to tell us.
Well, that might be true.
What you're saying. Yeah, I think you're a little sneaky.
Sneaky?
I'm going to say, lad.
This show is brutal.
You wouldn't want to tell Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy would want everybody to know about his watch, just those selective few and everything.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So you ran out for sports, and right now you're a golfer.
I'm not a golfer.
Cool.
I play when I can. It's like anybody, if you can get out on a weekend once in a while.
That's cool.
Oh, there goes my cell phone. I should probably turn that off. Of course, you knew that was going to go off.
And you're probably, this is who you are.
Yes.
Does
it's ringing all the time.
Does it light up?
Yeah, sure.
Can it be a flashlight too, Dick Tracy, in case you need it?
No. Actually, I need to put this on vibrate. So it doesn't go off while we're on the air here.
Well, but that's the kind of man you are. You're a man in demand. And
well, if I'd have thought of it before we went on, it would have been better. But
well, it's okay. It's okay. Life is all about the little things that happen, and life is what happens when you're not expecting it to.
Indeed.
If there was anything you could say about your past, what would you say? Let's hold on to this. You look a lot like your mother, don't you? I would say so.
Yeah, I guess.
I would say you look more like your mother. What would you say was the lesson from your mother that you've gotten as you were growing up?
Be considerate.
Really?
Yeah. As I grew into adulthood, I look back. There's the old joke that your parents got a lot smarter the older you get. Mm-hmm. But they each told me, several things like all parents do. But I finally realized that each of them told me one thing that was useful, and I never forgot it. She was very big on be considerate. Mm-hmm. And I just think that's important in life,
Mm-hmm. And where did you grow up?
In Minnesota, rural Minnesota. I grew up on a farm.
You grew up on a farm.
Yep.
So did you milk cows? Or
Yep. Yep.
So you're a man with handy hands. We'll be right back and find more about Gary Saddlemeyer on Life with Psychic Suzanna at 1110 KFAB. Oh, yeah, we're not coming back to more of Gary Saddlemeyer. That's almost more than we can handle in one night, huh? Did you hear all those things? Isn't that interesting? Now you know a little bit more than those people listening on every morning about our dear Gary Saddlemeyer. We're going to take a couple of calls. Your calls are always available at 1-800-543-1110. Right now, we're going to go to Eugene. Hello, Eugene.
Hello.
Now, Eugene, first of all, are you having a job issue right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay. You're currently employed, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Eugene, I got to tell you, there is a lesson I've always learned that worry is an insult to God. Okay?
Okay.
And, Eugene, I think you worry about too much. Now, there is some downsizing where you work. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not.
Okay. There are going to be personnel changes, but I don't think anything for you right now.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. I don't feel real major changes for you yet in the workplace. Do you have a question, Eugene? By the way, I'm not quite happy with your health. Are you overweight right now?
A little.
How much would you say a little?
About 20, 30 pounds.
Okay. Do you stay physically active?
I used to.
Okay, you don't. Okay. How's your breathing? Do you think you breathe fully and deeply and richly, inhaling the life of God with each breath? Do you think you're doing that, Eugene?
Not fully, no.
No, you're not, Eugene. So right now, it's not work that I'm being drawn to look at. I'm being drawn to look at your health. Okay?
Okay.
So I want you to refocus your energy and take better care, get a little more physically active, work more on your breathing. I do want you to know that you will be at your great-granddaughter's wedding, though.
Okay.
Okay? So you're not dying.
Okay, good.
All right, but I want you to live healthily. So let's just refocus on it a little bit more, okay?
Okay.
I also want you to know that you're going to be standing in another's home and you're going to hear something that is really going to upset you quite a bit. I want you to know it's all bogus. You don't want to put your energy there. It's going to be fine. Don't blow it out of proportion, okay?
Okay.
All right? And one other thing, check your tires, especially the rear. I'm glad you called. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We're going to take a little break. We're going to hit some news. We're coming back with Crash Davis. Yes, he's the new afternoon guy at 5. You're going to want to hear who he would have at his meals. But we'll be right back. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna, 1110 KFAB.
Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB.
This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. What is that?
That is Mr. Phil Collins. It's in the air tonight.
What happened to my other guy going, ooh?
I don't know. Who is that guy? A lot of guys do that.
No, the guy we have every week.
You talking about Sting?
Yes.
You always like Sting. Well, we got to mix it up a little.
No, I don't
Got to
think
give Phil
so.
Collins.
We keep Sting. I love
Okay.
Phil. This guy is crazy. All right. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna on 1110 KFAB. Yes, you can always find here on Sunday night, and whether we play Sting or not, we are the only show you want to be listening to. You can find us at PsychicSusanna.com, KFAB.com. By the way, check out that website. You can get it, by the way, on iHeartRadio. You just put KFAB there. Anywhere you go around town, around the world, you can listen to KFAB. What a cool thing that is to always be at home when you're away. It's a cool thing, Please join us on Facebook, Life with Psychic Suzanna, Inside Scoop on who's coming on. Susanna Stickney, Inside Scoop on Facebook and Twitter of what I'm doing, what my goals on. I always try to put something out there like what I'm working on. A couple of days ago, I was working on forgiveness. I asked you all to work with me on these goals. I like to put out a thought process that will help us to better ourselves every day. And the thought that came last week is I wanted forgiveness from people that I don't know that I might have hurt, that I don't know that I hurt. You know, it's amazing how much a thought can do. So join me. Join my thoughts. Let's make the world a better place. When you come to me at an appearance, I always give you an affirmation. I ask you to say it 8 times a day. And it's all about raising the energy of life, raising it with better shows, better things. Anybody you want to talk to, give us a call. Write to us on Facebook. We'll check out if there's a book that's inspired you. We want to know about it. Right now, I'm going to line 2, but I can't read that name.
Line 2.
Who is
that is Art. I had a
Art.
hard time with art, too.
Yeah, you
know, I never was good at art. I had I couldn't even be creative enough to do well.
And apparently penmanship was part of it. Let's go to Art.
Okay, Art.
Hello, Art.
Hi there.
Art, first of all, let's be real open with each other, okay?
You bet.
I love your family attitude. I love how you put yourself out for everyone. Do you know you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Are you aware you spread yourself a little too thin?
Always.
Okay. Are you aware that you don't prioritize?
To a degree, yes.
Slap your hand. Okay? All right.
Okay.
I need you to start prioritizing what's important, all right? I do want you to know that there's an older female that is going to have a health issue. It's not as bad as it looks, but something that is going to need a little bit of attention, okay?
Okay.
And I'm also going to say that there will be a phone call that you're going to get. This phone call is going to talk to you about a money-making opportunity that is going to cost you money. So don't go there, okay?
Don't go there?
Don't go there. 4 years, you're going to do something on your own that will be financially supportive. Is that okay with you?
Oh, absolutely. That was one of my questions.
Yes. Not quite time yet because you know what? You spread yourself too thin like we started, okay? So you don't follow through and you don't complete. And not following through and not completing doesn't make you loved by a lot of people. Darn them. You're a lovable guy. But see, you've got to get more organized, and you will be. Every day you're getting better, Art. And within 4 years, there will be something you'll do on the side that will be financially good for you. By the way, are you on a computer a lot?
Yes.
Are you having some problems with the computer right now?
I'm trying to build a website and having issues with it, yes.
Okay. Are you doing it on your own for your own business?
Yes.
Okay.
Trying to start up a business.
Okay. Remember that try means failure. Don't go with try. Work on it. But here's the thing. Have you gone on the web, on the internet, and looked? There's so many good instructional videos.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you need to do that more. Okay?
Okay.
Remember how I said you spread yourself too thin? Start one thing, give yourself a focus date for it to be completed.
Okay.
Okay? Because that will be very, very good. Now, I am going to tell you also, what is your son's name?
I'm sorry?
Your son, what is his name?
My oldest son?
Yes.
Hunter.
And how old is he?
14.
Okay. Are you aware there's some problems at school with him?
No, was not.
Okay. Are you aware that I think that he's being bullied or being pulled into the wrong crowd? You know what I love about Hunter? I love his sensitivity. Okay?
Uh-huh.
But he doesn't always walk away from dumb. How do you feel about that statement?
I would agree with it.
Okay. Help him to learn to walk away from dumb and tell him about this communication that we're having about him, all right? He's a good boy, but he just needs to, walk away from some people around him that are doing bad, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you for calling. Stay tuned. This is the only place you want to listen. Right now, we're going to talk to Crash. And Crash sat down with me, and let's hear the interview. If you were to invite 3 people from history to come to dinner, there are 2 things, because knowing you're an outdoor boy, what would you be serving? And who would you be inviting?
First of all, I would insist on cooking.
Okay.
And no, I've been listening to your show, and so I know I can't say I'm going to invite Jesus, and don't worry about it. I wouldn't,
Okay.
I don't want to have a last supper. I want to have more suppers. Okay.
Okay.
Just clear that up. I would be cooking, and I would do a roasted venison. I would do some chislic, some wild mushrooms, and some spectacular wine. I think would be important. But one, I would love to have Frank Sinatra at dinner. Can you imagine the stories that you would have out of that?
Oh.
I would like to also have Nikolai Tesla. He is the inventor of radio.
Nikolai Tesla.
Tesla, yeah. He was inventor of radio. He was a competitor of Thomas Edison's. They were both great inventors at their times. One wanted AC current, the other wanted DC current. And so I would like to sit down and say, okay, why? And he was involved with magnets and that sort of thing. But also Benjamin Franklin.
Ooh.
You know, people will say, I would like to have, one of the founders of the country. Benjamin Franklin, I think, did more for the beginning of our country, but also he was a nudist. He was.
Now we got the true crash.
Well,
okay.
no, but he just didn't care. He was the first millionaire ever in the United States. He invented the post office. He came up with the concepts of public library and fire departments. I mean, a guy like that, he discovered the jet currents in the ocean. So, guys like that, you want to hang out with.
It'd be a fun dinner.
It would be a fun dinner. And Sinatra?
With those mushrooms.
Now, these are the wild mushrooms, the edible mushrooms, not the holistic kind.
I understand that. I never thought any other way of Crash, by the way, with the name Crash. Of course I thought the other way. Thank you for stopping by.
My pleasure.
Well, that is Crash Davis. He's our new afternoon guy here on 1110 KFAB. Now, we're coming back with your calls. Please feel free to give us a call at 402-558-1110, 1-800-543-1110. This is Life with Psychic Susanna. This is the show that will help you grow. My gosh,
Psychic
that
Susanna.
rhymes.
Can't get through on the radio show? Call Psychic Susanna anytime at 712-276-9349. That's 712-276-9349. Or visit her webpage, PsychicSusanna.com.
You do know you're right where you need to be. This is Life with Psychic Susanna on 1110 KFAB. By the way, when I rhyme words, that's on purpose. This is how well we're organized tonight. KFAB is the place you go when you need to know about weather, sports, and anything you need to know. It's covered on our radio station, KFAB.com. PsychicSusanna.com has all our schedules. Join me on Facebook, Life with Psychic Susanna, or Susanna Stickney. Twitter and Facebook, we tell you what we're thinking, and join us in our intentions that we give out every day. iHeartRadio, incredible. Trust me, you want to download it on your iPhone. By the way, we're going to go to the phones. This is when we go to your calls, and the number is 402-558-1110 or 1-800-543-1110. I must tell you that Crash Davis quote where he said that Ben Franklin was a nudist is almost disturbing.
Well, that is kind of disturbing. But I like the other stuff, though. I mean, how he knew the tidal situation with the ocean and the first millionaire in the United States. I mean, he would be an interesting cat to talk to.
And I think he had wooden teeth, too. I'm not sure about that. But nudist.
Won't put it past him.
Just thought,
free spirit, I guess, huh?
Let's just go to the line. Let's go to Marianne.
Marianne's on line one.
Because that sounds innocent.
Okay.
Marianne, tell me you're innocent.
I'm innocent.
I love that, Marianne. Marianne, are you aware that you're one of those who suffer for others?
Yes.
Are you aware that was Christ's job, not yours?
Yes.
Do you think Christ didn't do a good job?
I thought he did an excellent job.
Well, then you got to stop it, baby.
Yes, you're right.
Okay. Let him do it. Now, one of the things is that you are like a nurse nanny. I mean, you know what people need, and you cover a lot of bases, and you help a lot of people. I love that about you. But when you don't take care of yourself, that's not healthy. I am going to tell you that there will be healing words on a phone call with a female from the past. She means what she says. She really does. It's just not true. And I don't want you to put it anywhere, okay, or believe it, and let them take advantage of you again. I want you to know more children than your own will call you mom. I also want you to know that you'll live and love in a western state. So please get some boots. You'll be needing them.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, you're going to love it, honey. You're going to love it. I do want you to know some paperwork at work is not being done. That's going to get you in trouble. So be aware of that. Do you have a question for me, Marianne?
Yes. Will I have any more children?
You have 3?
2.
Oh, guess yes. I guess.
So
yes.
I will.
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay.
Do you want another child?
Yes.
Do you have a son and a daughter?
No.
2 daughters?
2 girls. 2 girls, yes.
You'll also have a son.
Oh,
Okay.
great. Thank you.
What is your husband's name, by the way?
Mike.
Okay. Are you aware how much he loves you?
No.
I didn't think so. Do you know why, Marianne?
No.
Because if it needs to get done, you do it. Remember how I said you're the sufferer, the one who takes care of everyone?
Okay.
Mike doesn't know what you need. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So I need you to communicate that a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay? If you don't ask for what you need, then you're not going to get anything.
Okay.
All right?
That makes sense.
By the way, do you have a little problem with your legs, by the way?
No, not really.
All right.
Well, yeah, I do have knee pains. Yeah,
Okay.
you're right.
That's going to be improving this year. I'm
Yay.
glad you've called. Bye-bye. Okay, now we go to line 2, and is that Stan?
Stan the man?
Hi, how are you?
We are blessed, Stan. Stan, first of all, are you having shoulder pains?
Not really.
Okay. Do you have neck pains?
No.
Okay. I have a pain in the neck and the shoulders. So I have you're going to love me, Stan.
Mm-hmm.
I have just given you an excuse not to do anything physical. Okay?
That sounds good.
You run with that ball, babe. Run with that ball. Whatever I'm feeling in the neck and the shoulders is temporary, but it seems like you're going to strain something. So now I've given you an excuse, all right?
Okay.
I am also going to say some kind of insurance communication that will be a bit of a problem, but not to blow it out of proportion. It's going to be okay.
Okay.
Money that is going to be out of the blue is coming your way before the end of the year. Oh, my God, that's only like 6 weeks. But money out of the blue coming your way. Don't forget our 10% right off the top, okay?
I won't forget that.
I also want you to know that there is going to be a job offer that is fake, communications at work that are worrisome, that are not real, and you're going to be somewhere by the smell of paint where you're going to hear something that'll settle up something from the past. By the way, Stan, are you a bowler?
Yes, I am.
Uh-huh. Look for a reunion in a bowling alley within 6 months. It's a lot of fun. All right, Stan, I'm going to ask you if you have questions, but first I have this deep question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Do you own your own bowling ball?
Not right now, I don't.
You used to?
Yes.
How many did you own?
Oh, my goodness. 3, 4,
Uh-huh.
at least.
I must tell you, I once talked at a bowlers convention. One guy had 11 of his own bowling balls.
Wow.
That is just weird. All right, Stan, do you have a question?
I'm just kind of wondering, how are my 2 boys going to turn out?
They had you as a father. They know they're loved by you. They're going to do well. Give me their names and ages.
Jeff and Brian are 40 and 37.
Okay. Jeff is 40?
Yes.
He's a little laid back, isn't he?
Yeah, pretty much.
He's his dad's son.
Yep.
Yes. You're a little laid back, too. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah, he's just like his dad. The thing that you can know about your son, Jeff, is that he's a good father.
Yep.
My God, there are a lot of things you can do in this world. Being a good parent is the most important.
Yes, he is.
He's a little laid back. He drives his wife crazy, but he's going to be good. Okay?
Yep.
Now, the other one, give me his name again.
His name is Brian.
Uh-huh. Brian thinks his hind end is holy. Are you aware of that?
No.
He thinks he's pretty hot stuff. You're not aware of that?
Well, yeah, he has a little bit of an ego, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Are you aware that he feels that he can get away with things?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, honey. Okay?
Yep.
He's going to make quite a few messes, but the messes are part of his growth and part of his learning. And with you as his father, unconditional love is the key word here. He'll do okay, but he's going to do quite a few things stupid.
Yeah.
He already has.
He has.
He will again. Okay?
All right.
But I got to tell you, he has good intentions. He just does it and then thinks.
He's a good kid.
Yeah. He just does it first and then thinks. Okay?
Right.
So,
That's right.
we got to just sometimes think before we do. You might tell him I said that, all right, Stan?
I will do that.
But by the way, great father, great man. What is your wife's name?
Elaine.
Elaine. Do you know how much she loves you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. This is a marriage that has been for several lifetimes. You two were destined to be together. You are each other's healer. You are each other's salve. You treasure her because she treasures you. Okay?
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks.
You're welcome. We're going to take another call, and we're going to go to line, what do we have? We have line 800 line?
Yeah, we could go to Sarah.
Sarah!
Hello.
Hello, Sarah. Sarah, are you a teacher?
No, I'm not.
Are you in management?
No, I am not working at the moment.
Okay, let me just tell you, Sarah. You're what I call a natural teacher and a natural manager.
Okay.
Do you know what that means?
No.
That means you know how to put things together that work. Okay?
Great.
That means you can go in a room and it can be all messy, and within 15 minutes have it organized and be making money off of it. Sarah, you're smarter than you ever thought you were.
Thank you.
You have more common sense in your little toe than most people.
Great. Thank you.
So why are you afraid of not finding a job? Because that is not a reality.
Well, I just came through a 2-year divorce, and all of my energy really went into that and staying healthy and healing. And now I'm ready to do something, and I don't have to work. I just don't know what my purpose in life is.
Everyone's purpose is to experience life to the fullest. It is to help others, to be there for others. And as you give, you will receive. But we're just here to experience. And Leslie, you don't need to figure that out. That's for the great minds, okay? Let's get involved with life, and let's help. I do have you working part-time, okay? And that part-time job is one where you'll use your natural abilities to put things together. And in that part-time job, you will make healthy, happy friends. Now, when you said you were holding your energy to get through the divorce, as our earlier writer was on, did you hear the earlier part of the show?
No.
All right. You're going to go online. You go to KFAB or PsychicSusanna.com, and it'll be up there on Tuesday. He wrote the book, The Seeker, The Search. That book was written about you, for you. But he also talks about the seeker, the search, and the sacred. I think you might want to start with that book. Listen to the story. Go to his website. But he came from the part that helped us understand that the answers are within us. And, Sarah, you have to look within yourself to heal yourself completely. Okay? Now, you're going to have another boy toy, just between you and me. Okay? But
Thank you.
You have to be healed inside so you don't take the past garbage into the next relationship. So let's heal. Let's have understanding. We had a segment, How to Find Your Soul Partner. We had a interview on how to be in love with yourself. I want you to check them all out, all right? I
will.
You go listen to this one we had on tonight. Guy Finley was phenomenal. Stay tuned. Next week we're going to have someone who won a Grammy or was Grammy selected for a song. She's going to talk to us about the care of her mother, hospice, and her healing. This is Life with Psychic Suzanna, 1110 KFAB, every Sunday night. Be here.